I am the maniacal Dr. Watts, and welcome back to Cultist Simulator. Oh boy, this is the we're gonna be playing on the newest update, which I can't remember exactly what all it includes, but I do know that one of the most interesting parts is that it does have the new game plus mode. Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing that. Currently, mostly because I don't know if I have to do it off of a win. I also don't know if this save has my win on it, but I just want to start out in title screen. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm very excited to see this new update. Oh boy. Let's pause. Okay. And apparently I had a sickness! Oh boy! So I am very excited. I always get excited whenever this game updates. Okay, let me... hold on. Hold up. For me, the game is loud. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'm very excited to get back into this. It has been a little while since the last time I've played. Mostly been busy with school. So that's always fun. And as I can see, I have left this in a disarray. Oh boy! Okay, so let's work on one thing that I could have done. I don't think I've actually read this one before. We perch on alarming Retveld chairs in a windowless auction room with the vividly burnt orange walls, waiting for the auctioneer to announce what he's offering. The reek of new paint makes the brain spin. So, I don't think we visited the auction house at all yet. We're going to be selling off, Cuner and Girth, which gives us the Greek, which we currently don't need because we already know Greek. So we can go ahead and sell it off at the auction house. I did kind of leave this in a disarray, so I'm going to be very slowly trying to fix this up in a way that's a little bit more manageable while we continue. So I'll just be running it on normal, I suppose. While I do have some additional books to study. And I believe currently we are... No, we're studying skeleton songs. Do we already know Latin? We do already know Latin. Okay, then we can read the Orchid Transfigurations. So yeah, I'm very excited for the new update. Let me think for a moment. What I want to do is this, and all of these guys need to be organized. So what will kind of help us is bringing these ones into the fold will, of course, help us moderately. That is the wrong... This is the one we need. Does this provide... No, it doesn't. Dang it. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have trappings. Not that we need it currently. But, let's see what we can do. Unfortunately, part of this game is just, every once in a while, just taking a break and doing some spring cleaning and reorganizing. And I'm moving all these guys down here so that way I can organize this up here. So I will go ahead and let it roll on normal. So I'll have lock. Okay. The 26 delightful fruits, the 7 chastiments, the 9 gardens, the 4 regrets. The red secret. Some words are spelt correctly only when the proper ink is used. I wonder what sort of ink they could be speaking of. Is it possibly... I can't come up with something clever about blood. I apologize. So we have Eldridge. Laidlaw. Let's read this book, the volume of Locksmith's Dreams. The parallels and mystic dreams experienced by carpenters, masons, and other artisans, and what they purport to reveal about the architect of the world. Sometimes mordant, sometimes funny, no one has ever explained why Gallmer devoted her to the quixotic exploration of artisans' dreams. I am quite excited to be playing this game. I love this game, absolutely. Sometimes this game is frustrating. Let's see. Wait, are you Moth? No, you are Grail. Okay. Restlessness! Old and happy, far-off things. A half-glimpse wistfulness has touched me. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. How are we doing? Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's continue the process of organizing. The auction is complete. The auctioneer's gavel bangs. My item has sold. And I get it at funds. How nice. Do we have anywhere we can explore? We have money. More books! More books! Never enough books. Never enough books. Let's see. Valsine? Valsine's ingenuities are endless, and her grip is stronger than a blacksmith's. So we will continue to bring them into the fold. Are you... Oh, shoot, I can't tell. I'm pretty sure... Yes. No, you're... Grail. Okay. Ink, paper, and the fizzing of the electric lights. The office is dark when I leave. Outside on the pavement, I turn up my collar. So currently, what's our current objective, really? I think our current objective is exploration. Yeah. Yeah, I think our current objective is exploration. So I hadn't realized there was a change not too long ago that made it so that all of the what am I thinking of? All of the locations have set spawns. Or not set, well yeah, set spawns. Which I haven't, I do find that somewhat interesting, because that means that the large amount of books that I got before is actually something that's supposed to happen at that particular point in time. Which is somewhat helpful. I find it interesting that in this game, unlike most others, where there's a benefit from like large use of random number generators, this game somehow tends to benefit more from a relaxed use of a random number generator. And yet it still keeps its replayability for the most part. Okay. The next book. Glendersleeve's Latin Grammar. Just what you need to refresh your knowledge of Latin. Unfortunately, that does mean that I think we wasted a potential Spinitra on getting our Latin, but that's not actually that big of a deal. Spinitra aren't that hard to get. I'll continue to go ahead and buy books. And we have healed. I don't think we want to use our dream at the moment. Now Clifton improvises his prayers rich with solar metaphors. He still shouts like a soldier and drinks like a sailor. I don't know if I've ever had a priest who was like that. No. So your lantern? I'm not sure where exactly everybody's gonna end up being. So let's get here. We can get Saliba. And bring him into the fold. Do we already have? I feel like there's more. Am I missing some? I don't think so. Um, I want Lantern to be somewhat available, so we'll do Moth. Lantern. So Clifton would end up going there, and then we'll do Winter. Yeah. This can go ahead and fit in here. This also sort of helps to see who it is that we're actually missing. Right. We have Poppy Lachelle. So, Moth Guy. Moth Pawn. Poor guy. If anybody is wondering why I sacrifice him in particular to Poppy Lachelle consistently, hold on. So let me go ahead and read this first. Time and again, we hear of the wood which rises from the world's foundation. All trees reach for light. What does the wood reach for? Is there a difference between light and light? I think the key to dreams of the wood might be one of these, the one that isn't exactly real. Real! There's an exclamation mark right there. Should be said with gusto. And we get a Watchman's Secret. The reason why I sacrifice this one in particular, if you don't know, is because of the fact that, let's read these in order. Is because of the fact that whenever you do the final upgrade on these guys, they get their benefits. So for instance, this guy gets Edge, this guy gets Forge, and this guy gets Grail. But whenever you do the Moth one, the Moth aspect drives him to insanity. Thus, it becomes that sucks. It ends up like, because of the fact that this is the only one that you're guaranteed to lose, it makes the most amount of sense to just go ahead and hand him off to Poppy for her uses. Oh, you know what? Saliba understands blood. He does not yet understand birth. Yeah, it drives him crazy, and since you're consistently going to lose him in that way, it just sort of makes sense to hand him off to Poppy. Now I have realized the annotated dream journals of Christopher Elopoli, sometimes called the only readable occultist, illiterate, entertaining, bewildering. This is the second volume. Some of these do kind of read the way that the back of whenever you're buying books and it just has like The New Yorker, entertaining to read. Yeah. I have realized that I've kind of hemmed myself in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the pawns aside. I've never done this quite like this before, since they're not necessarily the most useful. And move these not up. Because a lot of these actually have 3, not 2. Give me my hard-earned cash, and I will put forth diligence. Yeah, some of these have 3. Which means that we are short. Oh boy. Inspector Wakefield. Get us back our glimmering. Porter plies his razors and his scissors to the great advantage of his friends. Very, why can I not remember the name of that play? Sweeney Todd. Very Sweeney Todd-ish. Oh, man. Which, I mean, We'll just go ahead and do one of the followers. Let's go ahead and, yeah, that's sweet, sweet opium. Please make my dreams so sweet. And let's... Let's go over here. Let's continue buying books. So I've translated the text. Let's also, let's translate both. And that way, if we do get something like... Well, I guess we don't really need it for the moment, so there isn't any particular reason to do it like that. So yeah. Yes, very excited to see what all this update has in particular. I don't know if we'll see anything new in just a regular game. So this is just a pawn. So I'm putting all my pawns over here. Yeah, I don't know if we'll necessarily see anything in particular new quite yet. Since I do know that part of it is mainly the New Game Plus. But if we happen to either lose or win, we'll see if, that's that southern accent, suddenly jogging in. I am interested in seeing the new Apostle. Apparently it's supposed to be a harder, like, mode. Harder challenge mode. I don't know necessarily what to call it. Which is, interesting. I don't quite know how it's hard. Like, in what way. Because in certain respects that might make the game just simply more frustrating. Eau Claire's quiet, meticulous, and remorseless. Yeah. And apparently you're supposed to be apostle of one of the previous, cults. Oh, I also don't know if... Now I'm actually curious of whether or not you can actually get it with a minor victory. Since I don't know what the requirements for it are. Okay. Let's go ahead and read through the Orchid Transfigurations. The illustrations are certainly striking. They flush the skin and glow beneath the eyelids after the book is closed. Oh my! Okay. And The Queens of the Rivers, a surreal contemporary play by the enigmatic Monica Medina, in which the Queens of the Rivers are murdered one by one. Continue to buy out Morelands. And I'm going to go ahead and try and just get rid of the despair. So, an additional pawn. I need this. and continue our um, continue the initiation rites. The way that I kind of imagine this is that it's like a group of people, and then one by one they come up to the front, and however this sort of initiation rite is done, that's kind of what this is. Instead of as they come into the fold, we do mass initiations. On What is Behind Silver, a bestiary by Pomander in Greek. Which that makes some amount of sense. So I don't know how violent these initiation rites are. Violet likes to paint. She has a gift, although she's always been very modest about it. She never puts human figures in her paintings. There are enough people in the world. It's actually very interesting, considering the... I believe it was... It's... Oh, that's the talk. I'm not really paying attention at the moment. Where did I put... I put them up here. Okay. It's one of the winter books where it's the... a warning of aesthetics. More or less. I can't remember which book in particular. We must devour to be devoured. We cannot be undevoured, as we cannot be unborn. So we get an additional red secret. We could start combining these. And the reason why I tend not to do that is because it's not always helpful. Because the issue is that what we need are like 3rd and 4th levels, and the easiest way to get those is simply by exploring. Flood, or pseudo-flood, suggests alignments between the alchemical traditions of Rubidoux and older Grail traditions through the Pine Knight's quest for the Cinnabar's Cup. I have played this game enough that to start coming up with like theories on game theories, or not game theories, but like tactics on like what's the best way to approach beating the game. Clovette's determined happiness now borders on the fanatical. Of course, I do also think that this game is most enjoyed when taken at leisurely pace. Just because it can get frustrating. So, let's see. We have not had a romance yet, which might be something I try to do. So we're working on funds is also something that's sort of a goal currently, is increasing our funds. Working, I think we can go 1 level higher at Glover and Glover. Tristan dislikes distractions. Tristan likes results. Also, I don't know if I've actually read this part. A dozen lights blaze. There is no place for shadow in these rites, and no place for mercy. So, put him here. Seek the cup of the birthing bed, the Pine Knight is told. The midwife at the birthing bed, to his amazement, is the Mountain Mother. In a fit of awe, he both gelds and flays himself. The vigilant storm bursts joyfully from the remains. And we will... Let's read Traveling at Night. There is an extensive discussion of the similarities between Alopli's own dreams and those of Emperor Gabalus, who Alopli regards as a dupe or avatar of the sun in rags. The white is west of the world, Alopli remarks, and winter does not wait forever. So, I think at this point we can fast forward. Get our additional money. If I do improve our position at Gulliver and Gulliver, I'll do it whenever we're at 5 reason. That seems like the best time. Slee speaks earnestly of his theories to all who will listen. The stars as tiny wounds, and the sun is a hemorrhage of glory. His poetry is more eccentric than ever. Yes. I am curious. This is our highest level. This is our highest level lantern. If I take one of you, is it enough? Aha! Okay. That is good to know. We're not going to do that quite yet. Let's we only have a couple more of these guys. Yeah. Okay. We are doing very okay at the moment. Gobalus has found his way to the white door at last, thankfully. Speech can't pass the white door, and honestly, Gobalus never had anything very interesting to say. I tried to follow in his footsteps, but I never learned enough of the white. I suppose I'm thankful for that too, but here's what I do know. So, a first level white, a sexton's secret. I don't believe I've gotten any higher levels of the lore. Leo is an earnest sort, but he's prepared to do what he must. And he is Heart. Or, not. It's not called Heart. What's it called? What is it called? Oh, it is called Heart. It is Aspect Heart. I'm not going crazy. Or 8. Oh, we're not studying anything at the moment. I need to fix that. The queen of the Vistula is poisoned. The queen of the Dynapur chokes on a fishhook. The queen of the Tagus is burnt alive. Okay, that is everybody that we currently had. So this can go back here. Let's go ahead and speak of esoteric matters. We are studying something, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next episode.